Good morning, everybody. Thank you for joining me today. My name is Mrs. Rasmussen. I teach first grade at Silver Lake Elementary. Thank you for coming today. For today's lesson, we will be enjoying a wonderful read aloud. I'll be reading to you a story, and you will spend time thinking about all of the story elements, the characters and setting, the sequence of events, so the order of the story, and the lesson the boy in this story learns. We will go ahead and turn on the PowerPoint so we can take a look at the learning target and success criteria for the lesson. Today's learning target, or the goal for today's lesson, is I will listen to the text and answer questions about the story using evidence from the text. Okay, your turn. Read it along with me. I will listen to the text and answer questions about the story using text evidence. And our success criteria, the things I hope you can do during and after the read aloud. I can listen to the read aloud. I can answer questions using evidence from the text, and I can tell or write my answers with the sentence stem. I think blank because the text says or the pictures show blank. Before we read this story, think for a minute about a strength. What is a strength and what is a challenge? When I think of the word challenge, I think of those things that are very difficult for people to do when they're first trying them out. Things like tying shoelaces or jumping rope or riding a bicycle. Those things can all be very challenging or difficult. But as a person practices and gets better, it soon becomes a strength. So think about something that's challenging or hard for you, and also think about a time you had to do something that was scary and made you feel very uncomfortable inside. Today, we are going to read a book about a little boy named Jabari. He is facing a very big challenge. Let's read the story and find out what he does. Okay, so the name of the book for today's lesson is Jabari Jumps by Gaia Cornwall. Here we see the little boy Jabari on the cover, and he is on the end of a board, which is at the top of a very long ladder. So this is a diving board, and it's high up above the pool. He's got his goggles on, and he's ready, isn't he? I'm jumping off the diving board today, Jabari told his dad. Really? Said his dad. The diving board was high and maybe a little scary, but Jabari had finished his swimming lessons and passed his swim test, and now he was ready to jump. I'm a great jumper, said Jabari, so I'm not scared at all. Jabari watched the other kids climb the long ladder. They walked all the way out to the end of the board, as big as tiny bugs. Then they stood on the edge. They spread their arms and bent their knees and sprang up, 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 and then they dove down, down, down. Splash! Looks easy, Jabari said. But when his dad squeezed his hand, Jabari squeezed back. Jabari stood at the bottom of the ladder. He looked up. I'm wondering what Jabari is feeling as he looks up towards the diving board. You can go before me if you want, he told the kid behind him. I need to think about what kind of special jump I'm going to do. Jabari thought and thought. And if you notice in the bottom picture, he must be thinking for a very long time because all of the children in that long line have already gone up the ladder and have had a turn to dive off or jump off the diving board. And there Jabari sits all alone, thinking about his special jump. Jabari started to climb up and up. This ladder is very tall, he thought. Are you okay? Called his dad. I'm just a little tired, said Jabari. Maybe you should climb down and take a tiny rest, said his dad. A tiny rest sounded like a very good idea. When he got to the bottom, Jabari remembered something. I forgot to do my stretches, he said to his dad. Stretching is very important, said his dad. I think tomorrow might be a better day for jumping, Jabari said. They looked up at the diving board together. It's okay to feel a little scared, said his dad. Sometimes, if I feel a little scared, I take a deep breath and tell myself I am ready. And you know what? Sometimes it stops feeling scary and feels a little like a surprise. Well, Jabari loved surprises. When you're feeling scared, do you have some things that you do to help yourself feel more relaxed? Taking deep breaths can really help. So Jabari took a deep breath and felt it fill his body from the ends of his hair right down to the tips of his toes. Jabari looked up. He began to climb up and up and up and up until he got to the top. Jabari stood up straight. He walked all the way to the very end of the board. Jabari looked out as far as he could see. He felt like he was ready. I love surprises, he whispered. Remember what his dad told him? His dad said when you're feeling scared, it's okay. And it helps if you take some deep breaths. And it helps if you tell yourself, I am ready. And to think of something that's scary as just a big surprise. And so now Jabari has said, I love surprises. He took a deep breath and spread his arms and bent his knees. He sprang up, off the board, flying. Jabari hit the water with a splash. Down, down, down he went, and then back up. Whoosh! Jabari, you did it, said his dad. I did it, said Jabari. I'm a great jumper. And you know what? What, said his dad. Surprise double backflip is next. I hope you enjoyed that story. It's one of my favorites. One question I have for you is, how did Jabari feel about jumping when he got to the pool? So think about the beginning of the story. We know one of the first events was Jabari, his little sister, and his dad went to the pool. And Jabari wants to jump off the diving board. So in the beginning of the story, how did he feel about that? Now, use the sentence stem here. It says, I think Jabari felt blank. I think this because the text says, or the pictures show. So spend a minute. If you have a grown-up or a brother or sister next to you, share with them how you think Jabari felt and why you think that. I will give you just a minute to talk to someone about that. And the next question, what did Jabari learn in this story? So the sentence stem for you to use as you answer the question is this. I think Jabari learned, and I think this because the text says or the pictures show blank. Turn to somebody that's near you and tell them what you think Jabari learned. Okay, I hope you liked that story. It's one of my favorites, as I said before. I read it many times. Well, boys and girls, before we leave today, I wanted you to think about two of the words from the story, ladder and bottom. So we learned yesterday about breaking two-syllable words apart, dividing them into their parts or syllables. Remember the word syllable means a push of breath? So I'll say syllable and you say it after me. Syllable, syllable, a push of breath. So the word ladder, let's see how many chunks you hear there. Ready? Ladder, ladder. Two chunks. Now, when we are looking at longer words, we always first look for the vowels. Do you remember that from yesterday? The word ladder has an A and an E. And we see the E here with the bossy R. Now, once we find those vowels, we have to look to see if there are consonant letters between those vowels. And here we see two consonant letters. So the rule says break the word or split it right between the two consonants. So then we would break it after the first D and before the second D. So lad, der, ladder. And the last word here is bottom. Let's first look for those vowels, and I see O and another O. Are the vowels together or separated? Yep, they're separated. And what's in between them? Two consonant letters. So the rule says split the word or divide it or break it apart between those two consonant letters. So if we put each syllable into a frame, it would be bot, tum, bottom. So we have ladder and bottom. Remember, when you come to longer words, a tip or some advice to make it easier to read is to break the word apart into its syllables. Okay, so remember after you've heard a story to make sure you're thinking about the characters and setting, the beginning, middle, and end. So after we leave today, I want you to spend time telling your family who the story about Jabari was about, where the story took place, and an event that happened in the beginning, an event that happened in the middle, and one that happened at the end. To end today's lesson, I wanted you to have one more chance to work on retelling stories. When we look at this phonics story today called Jake the Whale, I want you to think about who the story is about, the setting or where and when it takes place, and then the sequence of events. Remember, sequence means order. When I say sequence means order. Are you ready? Sequence. Sequence means order. So you'll say what happened first or in the beginning, what happened next, the middle part, and what happened at the end, the last. So let's go ahead and read Jake the Whale. I'll read each sentence and you echo me. Jake the Whale. Jake the Whale was very big. Your turn. Jake the Whale was very big. He had many whale friends. Try it. He had many whale friends. They all would ride the waves. Scoop it up. They all would ride the waves. One time, and then there's a comma, so we're going to pause. One time, Jake and his friends were out on the waves, and Jake dove down into the sea. So that's a very long sentence, and there are lots of phrases in there. So we're going to work on scooping them up. Say it after me. One time, Jake and his friends were out on the waves, and Jake dove down into the sea. So are you getting an idea of who the story is about and where it takes place? He went to hide. Oh, there's a comma again. We're going to pause. He went to hide. And his friends did not see where he went. They could not get him. I think that Jake is lost, said one of his friends. But Jake was not lost at all. He did a flip and a jump and was back with his other whale friends. They all swam into the big waves and had fun. Say that after me. They all swam into the big waves and had fun. So this time, I'd like you to read it with me. Jake the Whale. Jake the Whale was very big. He had many whale friends. They all would ride the waves. One time, Jake and his friends were out on the waves, and Jake dove down into the sea. He went to hide, and his friends did not see where he went. They could not get him. I think that Jake is lost, said one of his friends. But Jake was not lost at all. He did a flip and a jump and was back with his other whale friends. They all swam into the big waves and had fun. Now I'd like you to tell your family about this story, and I am looking forward to seeing you next time.
Happy Thursday! Welcome back to First Grade Math with Mrs. Pernia. Today we're going to start off with some calendar and then end with some number sense. And for number sense today, we're going to figure out who has more and how many more. All right, here we go. We're first going to start off with our months of the year. There are 12 months in a year. Can you find which month comes right before June? So which month comes right before June? Usually we sing January, February, March, April. What do you think? Yeah, it's May. June is right here, and the one that comes right before it is May. Let's go ahead and get started on our song. January, February, March, April, May, June, July, and August, September, October, November, and December. These are the months of the year. One more time. January, February, March, April, May, June, July, and August, September, October, November, and December. These are the months of the year. Now we're going to do our days of the week. There are 7 days in a week. Each one of them has the word day. Can you find which day begins with a T and a U? Yeah, that day is right here. Can you say it really loud for me? Yeah, that day is Tuesday. All right, let's sing our song. Days of the week, days of the week, days of the week, days of the week, days of the week. There's Sunday and there's Monday, there's Tuesday and there's Wednesday, there's Thursday and there's Friday, and then there's Saturday. Days of the week, days of the week, days of the week, days of the week, days of the week. All right, one more time. Days of the week, days of the week, days of the week, days of the week, days of the week. There's Sunday and there's Monday, there's Tuesday and there's Wednesday, there's Thursday and there's Friday, and then there's Saturday. Days of the week, days of the week, days of the week, days of the week, days of the week. Now we're going to move into our July calendar. We're going to talk about what was yesterday, what's today, and then what's tomorrow. So yesterday was Wednesday, July 22nd, 2020. Let's read it together. Yesterday was Wednesday, July 22nd, 2020. And now for today. Today is Thursday, July 23rd, 2020. Let's read it together. Today is Thursday, July 23rd, 2020. And now for tomorrow. Tomorrow will be Friday, July 24th, 2020. Let's read that together. Tomorrow will be Friday, July 24th, 2020. Now, can you figure out what donut will come next? Do you remember our pattern? Yeah, our pattern is pink, brown, brown. Last time on Wednesday, July 22nd, or yesterday, we had a pink donut. What do you think will come today, on Thursday, July 23rd? Yeah, a brown donut. Now we're going to do our days of summer. Can you tell me how many days of summer we've been in so far? Yeah, 39 days of summer. We're going to take that here and put it into a number word. It's going to look like this, 30 and 9, how many 10s we have and how many 1s we have. Now we're going to put that into our 10 frame. How many 10s are in the number 39? Yeah, there are 3 10s, 10, 20, 30. So let's bring that over. 1 10 for 10, another 10 for 20, another 10 for 30. That's it. But now we have to get all the way to 39. How many 1s are in 39? Yeah, there are 9 1s. Let's go ahead and count on from 30. So here we go. 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, and 39. And now we're going to figure out if it's even or odd. And to do that, we can look at our 1s digit and we can see if it has a 0, 2, 4, 6, or 8. Those are all numbers that tell you that this number is even. What do you think? Is our number 39 even or odd? Yeah, it's odd. Our ones digit right here is a 9, which isn't any of those numbers there. So it is odd. And also, there's a heart here that's all by itself, which also tells you that it's odd. Now we're going to take that number 39 and figure out what it looks like with tens and ones blocks. How many tens are in the number 39? Yeah, there are 3 tens. Let's bring them over. 1 10, 2 tens, 3 tens for 30, and then how many ones? You've got it, 9 ones. Let's bring it over. 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39. Now we're going to take that and put it into a number bond. What's our whole here? How many do we have all together? Yeah, we have 39 all together. And now what's one part for 39? How many tens do we have? That's it. We have 3 tens right over here. 3 tens are 30, so that's one part. And then how many ones do we have? Yeah, we have 9 ones, or the part of 9. So 30 and 9 together make 39. Now we're going to take that number 39 and we're going to find out what one more is. That means we're going to figure out 39 plus 1. So we're going to add one more ones cube right here, one more ones block. Bam! And then do you remember that when your 10 frame is filled up completely, when you have 10 ones, what can you exchange it for? What did we practice all yesterday? Yeah, exchanging that 10 ones for 1 10. So I'm going to take away those 10 ones and I'm going to exchange it for 1 10. Wow! And now, how many ones and how many tens do I have? Yeah, I have no more ones and I have 4 tens. So 40 and 0 together make, yeah, 40. So 39 and one more is the same as 40. Now I'm going to take 39 again and I'm going to figure out what 1 less is. So that means I'm finding out 39 take away 1. That means over here I'm going to take away one of these ones blocks. And now how many ones do I have? Yeah, I have 8 ones because 1 less than 9 is 8. How many tens do I have? Yeah, I still have 3 tens. So let's put that number together. 30 and 8 together make 38. Nice job. Now we're going to take that number again, 39, and we're going to figure out 10 more. So that means we're figuring out 39 plus 10. All right, so let's go ahead and add that 1 10 in right here. And now how many ones do I have? Yeah, I still have 9 ones. How many tens do I have? Yeah, I have 4 tens, or 10, 20, 30, 40. So now I have to bring those two numbers together. So 40 and 9 together make 49. So 39 and 10 more is the same as 49. Let's try 10 less now. I take my 39 and I find 10 less, which means I'm taking 39 and taking away 1 10, which means this 10 here is going to fly away. And now how many ones do I have? Yeah, I still have 9 ones. I didn't do anything to the ones place. Now how many tens do I have? Yep, 2 tens. So 20 and 9 together make 29. That's it. Now we're going to move into our number sense. So our learning target for today is, I will find who has more and how many more by regrouping. Let's read that together again. I will find who has more and how many more by regrouping. Can you tell your family what we're going to try to do today? Thank you. Let's go ahead and look at that learning target again. It says, I will find who has more and how many more by regrouping. So you're going to have a number and your number has more than 10 ones, and I'm going to have a number. And first, we're going to draw a picture of both of our numbers. So your number here, 1, 10, and 12 ones. I'm going to draw that first. That's what it is here, 1, 10, 12 ones. And now we're going to draw my number. I have 2 10s and 5 ones. And now we're going to try to fix up your number because you have more than 10 ones. So we're going to do a little bit of regrouping, which means we're going to take 10 ones and exchange them for what? 1 10. Can you find those 10 ones? Yeah, they're right here. So I'm going to go ahead and circle those ones. And then I'm going to exchange them for what? Yep, 1 10. And now, how many 10s do you have? Yeah, you have 2 10s. And how many ones do you have? You have 2 ones, which means you have the number. Yeah, when you have 2 10s and you have 2 ones, that's the number. That's the number 22. And now we know how many you have and we know how many I have. How many do you have? Yeah, you have 22. And how many do I have? I have 25. And now we can compare those numbers. Who has more? Do you have more or do I have more? Yeah, I have more. I have the bigger number. So I get the little trophy. And now we're going to figure out how many more. And for how many more, you have to figure out how much is that person winning by. So I'm the one is winning. I'm the one winning here. So how many makes it so that I'm winning? Do you see here that our 10s are the same? We both have the same number of 10s. We both have 1 1 here. We both have 1 1 here. But now I'm winning because I have some more. Do you see how many more I have? Yeah, I have 3 more. Those 3 ones you don't have, but I have, and that's why I'm winning. All right, let's try some more. So in this part here, you have 2 10s and 15 ones, and I have 31. So again, your number needs a lot of work here because we got to do some regrouping. But first, let's draw our picture. So 2 10s, 15 ones. I'm going to draw 31, and now we're going to fix up your number. Can you find those 10 ones? Yep, they're right here. So I'm going to exchange those 10 ones for 1 10. And now how many 10s do you have? Yeah, you have 3 10s. How many ones do you have? Yep, you have 5 ones. And now let's put that number together. What does 3 10s and 5 ones together make? Yeah, 35. And now we can compare our numbers. You have 35 and I have 31. Who has more? Who gets that little trophy? Who has the bigger number here? Yeah, you have the bigger number. You win. And now how many more do you have? Remember, how many more is how much are you winning by? Because remember, it looks like here, we're tied for the 10th place. But it looks like for the ones place, you still have some more. So how many more do you have? Yep, you have 4 more. Great job. Let's try another one. So this time you have 3 10s and 15 ones, and I have 43. Let's draw our pictures. There's 3 10s, 15 ones, and now here's 4 10s and 3 ones. We're going to fix up your number. We're going to do a little regrouping, which means taking 10 ones and exchanging it for 1 10. Can you find our 10 ones? Yep, they're right there. I'm going to take them away, exchange them for 1 10. And now how many 10s do you have? Yep, you have 4 10s. How many ones do you have? You have 5 ones. Let's put that number together. 4 10s and 5 ones together make, or 10, 20, 30, 40. 40 and 5 together make 45. Now we can do a little bit of comparing. Okay, who has more? Yeah, you have more this time. Wow! So you get that trophy. And now, how many more do you have? Remember, how many more is how much are this time here? How much are you winning by? Because again, it looks like we're tied for the tens, but for the ones place, look, we have this in common, we have that in common, we have this in common. How many more do you have to show that you're winning? Yep, you have these two right here, so you have two more. This is the end of our time together. Today we practiced finding out who has more and how many more by regrouping. So remember what that looked like is you had a number and I had a number. We drew a picture of our numbers, and then we practiced fixing up the number that had more than 10 ones. And we exchanged our 10 ones for 1 10. So there's my 10 ones going away, and now I'm exchanging it for 1 10. And then we figured out how many 10s we actually had. In this case, we have 3 10s. We also figured out how many ones we have. We have 4 ones here. And then we put that number together to get 34. And then after we both had our 2-digit numbers, we did a little bit comparing, figuring out who has more. And in this case here, you have more, so you're the winner. And then we also figured out how many more do you have. And remember, when we're talking about how many more, we're figuring out how much that person winning by. So we looked at what was the same and then what was different. And what's different here, what makes you win is you have that one extra one. So this is something you could be practicing at home with your parents. You could be figuring out who has more and how many more by regrouping. All right, I'll see you next week. And next week, we're going to practice counting by tens. Bye.
Hola amigos, ¿cómo están hoy? ¿Bien? Hoy vamos a trabajar juntos, entonces agarras un lápiz y papel para trabajar durante la lección. ¿Listos? Vamos a empezar con el calendario. Aquí está el calendario y el mes de julio 2020. ¿En cuál día estamos ahora? Estamos en jueves. Y la fecha de hoy es 7, ¿qué es el número? 23/2020. Hoy es jueves con el oso. Ayer fue miércoles Y mañana será viernes. Mañana será viernes. ¿Qué animal va en el día viernes? ¿Qué piensas? ¿Qué viene después de el oso? ¿Dijiste conejo? Sí, es un conejo. Mañana es un conejo. El número de hoy es 23. 23. Repítalo conmigo. 23. 23. ¿Cuántas decenas hay en 23? 2 decenas, 2 grupos de 10. ¿Y cuántas unidades? 1, 2, 3. Muéstrame con tus manos cómo construir 23. Con 10 más 10 más 3 unidades. Los dedos son unidades. 10 más 10 más 3 es igual a 23. En el enlace numérico tenemos un grupo de 20, un número que es 20 y uno que es 3. Y juntos son 23. ¿El número 23 es par o impar? Sí, es impar porque el bloque aquí no tiene un amigo. Es impar. Y con nuestra tabla de 100 estamos en 23. ¿Qué viene antes y después de 23? ¿Puedes encontrar el número antes que 23 en la tabla de 100? Buscamos juntos. 1 menos que 23 es 22 y 1 más es 24. ¿Ves? En la tabla de 100. Aquí es la tabla de 100 más grande. ¿Dónde está el número 23? Sí, está aquí. Y vamos a contar por decenas en la tabla de 100. Empezando con 10. ¿Listos? 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 100. Son los grupos de 10 en la tabla de 100. Mira, aquí estamos en 23. 23. Y vamos a contar y buscar los grupos de 10 en la tabla de 100. Tenemos un grupo aquí, un grupo de 10, dime, un grupo de 10, dos grupos de 10 y 1, 2, 3. Un grupo de 10, dos grupos de 10 y 1, 2, 3 unidades para llegar a 23, el número 23. Es 10, 20, 21, 22, 23. La meta de hoy. Decenas y unidades. ¿Qué es una decena? ¿Qué son las unidades? Vamos a ver. Podré representar números de 2 dígitos en diferentes maneras. Léanlo conmigo otra vez. Podré representar. Representar significa como mostrar, dibujar, construir y escribir. Representar es como mostrar tu trabajo. Podré representar números de 2 dígitos con 2 números, por ejemplo, 17, 23, 47, porque cada número tiene 2 dígitos, 2 números, en diferentes maneras. Podemos usar dibujos, bloques, fichas y otras cosas. ¿Listos? Mi pregunta es, ¿cómo puedes mostrar un número como decenas y unidades? Una manera es con 3 decenas y 6 unidades. El número 36 es 30 porque hay 3 decenas y 6 unidades. Aquí hay 1, 2, 3 decenas, 3 grupos de 10 y 6 unidades. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Y 30 más 6 es igual a 36. Muy bien. Otra manera de mostrar 36 es con 36 unidades. Nada más. 36 bloques individuales. Tenemos dos maneras de mostrar el mismo número. Vamos a practicar con oso y rosa. Mi meta está aquí y la pregunta es, Rosa tiene 2 decenas y 3 unidades. Rosa tiene 2 decenas y 3 unidades. ¿Qué es 2 decenas y 3 unidades? 23. Exactamente, es 23 porque tengo 2 decenas, 10, 20, 21, 22, 23. Y oso tiene 1 decena y 13 unidades. 1 decena y 13 unidades. ¿Ellos tienen el mismo número de cubos? Sí, los dos tienen 23 cubos. ¿Ves? Porque Rosa tiene 2 grupos de 10 juntos, que es igual a 20 más 3 unidades, y él tiene un grupo de 10 más 13 unidades. Pero si hacemos un grupo de 10, como así, es igual a 1 decena y 3 sobrantes. 23. 2 maneras de mostrar el número 23. Otra vez, vamos a practicar otra vez. Mi meta es poder representar números de 2 dígitos en diferentes maneras. Rosa tiene 4 decenas y 5 unidades. 4 decenas y 5 unidades. Oso tiene 3 decenas y 15 unidades. ¿Ellos tienen el mismo número de cubos? ¿Tienen el mismo número de cubos? ¿Qué piensas? Sí, ellos tienen el mismo número de cubos, pero en diferentes maneras. Rosa tiene 4 grupos de 10 y 5 unidades, y Oso tiene 3 grupos de 10 y 15 unidades, pero lo que significa es también tiene otro grupo de 10, así, y 5 sobrantes. Es lo mismo. Son iguales. Saca tu lápiz y papel para que podamos practicar. Tu trabajo de hoy es escribe 2 maneras de mostrar el número 34. 2 maneras como hemos visto en los ejemplos con decenas y unidades. Muéstrame 2 maneras y resolvemos el problema más tarde con oso y rosa en la pizarra. ¿Listos? Empieza en 3, 2, 1. Vamos a ver en la pizarra 2 maneras de mostrar el número 34 con oso y rosa. Nuestro número es 34. Rosa va primero y ella va a compartir cómo representar el número 34 en dos maneras. Primero, ella pone tres decenas para representar el número 3. ¿Qué es el valor de 3 decenas? 1, 2, 3. ¿Qué es el valor? 10, 20, 30. El valor es 30. Más ella tiene 4 unidades. 4 unidades. 30 más 4 es igual a 34, nuestro número. Otra manera de mostrar el número es con 2 decenas. 2 decenas, lo que es igual a 20, porque es 10, 20, más. ¿Cuántas unidades necesitamos? ¿Cuántas unidades? Vamos a contar así adelante desde 20. 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34. ¿Cuántas unidades hay? Hay una decena aquí, un grupo de 10 más 4 es 14. Entonces, 30 más 4 es igual a 34 y también 20 más 14 es igual a 34. Solo es representado en una, es representado en una manera diferente. Vamos a hacer otro número. Mi número es 28. 28. ¿Puedes imaginar el número 28 en tu mente? 28. Mira, tenemos 28 galletas. Una manera de mostrar el número 28 es con 28 unidades. Otra manera de representar 28 es con 2 palos de 10 y 8 unidades. Aquí tenemos 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Aquí tenemos 20 más 8 es igual a 28. Otra manera de mostrar el número 28 es como. Oso va a mostrarles cómo hacerlo. Oso, ¿qué quieres hacer? Él quiere usar una decena que es igual a 10 más. ¿Cuántas unidades? Vamos a contar. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. 18. Porque mira, aquí tenemos una decena más otra decena y 8 unidades, porque hay un grupo de 10 aquí. En total hay 28. ¿Ves? Tenemos 3 maneras de mostrar el número 28. Y una vez más con el número 32. 32 con 2 dígitos. En el número 32 podemos construirlo en 3 maneras diferentes. Con los peces. Aquí tenemos, ¿cuántos? 32. 32 peces. Unidades. Podemos construirlo con decenas, 3 decenas, 3 decenas. El valor posicional es 3, que es igual a 3 decenas, y es 30 más, ¿cuántas unidades? 2. 2 unidades es igual a 32. También tenemos una manera como así. 2 decenas. ¿Qué es 2 decenas? ¿Qué es el número? 20 más, ¿qué? ¿Cuántos más necesitamos? 12. Excelente. 12 más. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Y mira, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Es un grupo de 10 también, pero está representado en unidades y 2 más. Y hay 32 en total. Y amigos, hemos practicado cómo representar números de 2 dígitos en diferentes maneras. Ahora puedes decir, puedo representar números de 2 dígitos en diferentes maneras. Recuerdan que podemos poner las decenas juntas, como en 47. Tenemos 4 decenas y 7 unidades. Lo que significa es 40 más 7. O también podemos separar las decenas y las unidades. Aquí tenemos 3 decenas, que es igual a 30 más 17 unidades. Pero todavía tenemos 47 en total. Espero que puedan practicar en casa. En tu cuaderno o en papel pueden dibujar las decenas y unidades con números de 2 dígitos y nos vemos la próxima semana. Adiós, amigos.